trilogy on the Nintendo Switch. I'm playing the first game and I am on episode 3, Turnabout Samurai. This is day 2, the trial, or at least the first day of the trial. So let's get started with it. October 18th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 4. Ah, it's not the same courtroom as the other cases. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? I will hear it again through the cross-examination, so I suppose I don't have to. But just to be sure. I should have known it would be you, pal. Fine, once more for the mentally challenged lawyer. Yeah, live it up while you can, Gumshoe. Yeah, yeah, okay. I'm gonna pass all that. Yeah, I thought it might be something there might be something extra, but no, there isn't. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. The spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question, and that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. I don't get to cross-examine the statement. Maybe that's why it told me whether or not I wanted to re-listen to it. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witness to say their names. As witnesses, sorry. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma, blah 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 blah, and blah 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 blah. And it's not me scrolling the text, she's just doing it on her own. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, see, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. There's not really much for me to press on, but... So up until that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio. Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no, but the main gate was locked, dearie. You'd need an employee card key to get in. Right, the card key that I have. So what she's saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone in the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. A run-through? They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon and were to use the afternoon for practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was a run-through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? What kind of errands? I knew you'd say that. Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers, observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs, always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. Yeah, but we don't see that it's him. It's someone in a costume. But maybe I should press on some of the other things she says. Professional, you know? Well, from what you've said before, I doubt it. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, Whippersnapper? No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday. I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipperwhapper. Oh, okay, Snipperwhapper. Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see? How did you know that? I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job. Poor Detective Gumshoe getting ratted out by a security guard. Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. 2, you're sure? Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Really, you should try not to go so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. Objection! We don't see that it's him. It was a costume. Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Yeah, he is dragging his leg, I guess, but is it really the leg that got sprained? Which leg did he sprain? If it was the left one, then okay, I guess you could say that, but if it was the right leg... I should press her on the detail to know if it's that, because that could be something. I will cross-examine the witness, but she's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Like a squeaking toy. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. I can press her on that, but I don't see where this is going to go. Whippersnapper, I haven't said anything yet. I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said, blah blah blah. Used today, always whining about it. I'm enough to make okay. Please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. I think Edgeworth has met his match. That morning during run-through of the action scene, who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see, there was Powers, he's the samurai, then poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate, and me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing, just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So she didn't see the run-through then. Saw Powers trip and fall. Yeah, give us more detail on that. Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai, what a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. He broke a prop? Sure did, his own samurai spear. Is samurai spear the murder weapon? Luckily I was there with my duct tape to fix it. This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. The murder weapon, a break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Which ankle? Which one? Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch, just a nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot? Okay. I think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is, where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Well, I guess it does seem to be fixed with duct tape in there. Yeah, the murder weapon. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so he was headed for Studio 1, yeah. Could you pierce someone through the chest with a spear that has a broken shaft and that's been mended with duct tape? I wonder. I could object, but I don't see object to what. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Witness's account continued. Okay, well, there we go. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Yeah, but cross-examine what exactly? She doesn't really say anything more than what she said before. How do you know that? Yeah, didn't I just explain? Yeah, it's the young detective who she gave donuts to, yeah. And then after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Yeah, but he was in a costume. Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking? Right. No one else went there. Are you sure of that? What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then, and I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy. Edgy boy. Old windbags, sure as balls. Or, well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Yeah, but I don't really have anything else. Yeah, I'm pressing her on something I've already pressed her on. Yeah, we've already read all that, yeah. Are we sure that it was 2:30 p.m.? Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it does say 2:30 p.m. in the autopsy report, okay. He's dragging one leg. Yeah, but I wonder, is he dragging the right leg in the picture or not? Which leg did he sprain that morning? Because a person who wasn't there but who heard about him spraining an ankle could have faked it to make it seem like it's Will Powers passing by the camera. Yeah, we already know that. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sorry, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Yeah, but then, when the victim went to the studios, why wasn't a picture taken then? Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Eh? Me? You watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to me. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. AG boy, help. Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Oh, well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. Yeah, a whippersnapper. I see. Your testimony, please. Even the judge is losing patience. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny, I've only just remembered it. Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. The other person. Who was that other person? Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Another job? That's right, I check all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that security camera takes. Do you back up all of the security camera data? Well, they keep telling me to, yes, but those computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces for the most part. Well, that's convenient. For the most part. This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag. Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers' photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy? Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows wheres. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there is a drain that goes into the employee area. Yeah, we noticed that before, indeed. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and... They're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Yeah, unfortunately that couldn't have been the murderer. Order, let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai, dragging his leg. The other was a boy, who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information, and no forgetting vital information this time. Well, he could be a witness. I think we should get him to witness. To testify in court is what I should say. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Mr. Powers? Yes. Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio. I didn't go to the studio, I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume, so where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. Yeah, that's for sure. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! What are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right, and it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? People don't sigh like that. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. I still don't know who, though. Order. Interesting. Well, I can pin it on the old lady, but... Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. So who was this person, other than Mr. Powers, that could have committed the murder? I can't pin it on the great schoolboy. That's impossible. The assistant girl... Well, she would have been snapped by the security camera. But the security lady, on the other hand, well... We only have our word that it was a great schoolboy who went by the camera. It could have been her, and she could have lied about it, so I can pit it on her, even though I know that it might not be her. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Yeah, and the assistant wouldn't know about that. So... Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, old bag. What? Whippersnapper! Order! Order! Is this true, old bag? Old bag, that's Miss Old Bag to you. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in this costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Actually, I was about to say the same thing. Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. What's my move? Maybe now is my chance to take this the whole way. Give Granny a break, or press further. Should I save, perhaps, before I choose anything? Okay. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? Why would Will Powers do something like that to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. It's just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. I don't doubt that somehow. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Oh, or is it be nice to the kid and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? Actually, yeah, what would be the proof? This is hilarious. Yeah, it is. It's an hilarious series if you've never played it, RB. Hi, by the way. Hi, how's it going? Well, the murder weapon is a bit big for him to carry around, is it? For a little boy. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. Ah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think of that at first. Hey there, wannabear meme. How's it going? Never played anything of it before? Ah, okay. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? The Windbag, speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. Well, I've already played this one before on the DS, but it's the only one I ever played, the first game. I've never played the 2nd or 3rd game, which I now have on the Switch, so it's gonna be a first for me when I get to play the 2nd and 3rd games. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something Old Bag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The Windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Well, tell us who it is. Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Well, just tell us who it is. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. Well, okay, tell us. So you were told not to talk. That's right, by the studio and the TV bigwigs, no less. Why didn't I hear about this? Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. Well, tell us their identity. We want to know. Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without the director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So where were these people? Director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Yeah, it is, and there was a tree in the way, so we couldn't check out the place when we went there. A fallen tree. Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all of my questions, but... yeah, I want to press her on the remaining details. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. I know that's silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it, and they gave me a little bonus on the side. So you got your bonus and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions I have to ask. I think if he keeps saying that, then it probably means that there won't be any more detail, but just to be sure, I guess there's no harm, yeah, in getting as much info as I can. So they were actually in the studio. Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came. I'll kill this woman, I swear it. I feel sorry for Edgeworth, almost. She really left him hanging on this one. But if you're going to be accusing me, yeah. Them? Who were these people? Their names. Yeah, but it's their names that I would like to have. We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done... Yeah, but I've already pressed on that point. Okay. Yeah, we've already got all these details, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. I'm done. Yeah, okay. Your Honor, we have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Holdbag, and more information about these other people who we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. Back to investigating. October 18th, 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Oh, really? It's nothing. Or should I... Well, we'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now is my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So Nick, if we figure it out just who it was in that steel samurai costume, could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old Windbag, I feel kinda sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Yeah, to be continued in 10 seconds. Just time for me to save. October 18. Wright and Company Law Offices. Whew, what a day. This is no time for relaxing, Nick. Say, you think WP's got a chance? Who's the WP again? Ah, yeah, Will Powers. Yeah, okay. I guess that really depends on the people we found out about in today's trial. The director and producer. Yeah, them. Well, what are we doing here then? Let's get to the studios. What do you think we should do? What do I, Why don't we do what you just said? We gotta get the scoop on this director and producer. Alright, then there's no point hanging out here. That's what I've been saying. Let's get to the studios pronto. We don't have enough information to make a case yet. That's exactly the same thing you said yesterday. Just admit it. You don't have a clue what happened. There's not enough information. I wish I had my own samurai spear. You'd be my own personal pincushion, Nick. Me? Why me? Yeah, alright, well let's move. There's not much else I can do at the moment. October 18th, 2:16 p.m. Global Studios main gate. No one's here. Right now that they have Miss Oldbag in custody, I guess they don't have anyone else to replace her. Hey, in the guard station, look, she left her donuts. What? I wasn't going to eat them. Outside Studio 1. Well, is there anything else? The computer that runs the studio security cameras. It's too bad that they don't back up the photos. What's this? An overhead map of the studios. Right from here is the employee area. To the left are the actual film studios. Yeah, we already know that. The main entrance to the studios, they probably have a police officer on patrol out there. Yeah. Well, nothing to see here. Yeah, can we go to Studio 2, by the way? No, we can't. Hey, Nick, it looks like Detective Gunshoe isn't here today. You're right. He's probably up to his neck in paperwork after the commotion at today's trial. So, Nick, remember that Studio 2 we heard about at the trial today? It was down that path with the fallen tree, right? Yeah, I think that's what they said. Maybe the director and the rest of them are there today. Now's our chance, Nick. Let's check it out. Can we? Oh, okay, yeah. Because, you know, with those games, the logic isn't always, like, super good, so they could say, yeah, but the tree is in the way, even though there's clearly space enough to get by. This is Studio 2? I thought so. It doesn't really look much like a studio, does it? No, that it does not. Hey, there's a trailer over there. It looks pretty sturdy for a movie set trailer. Are we sure this is a studio? A light van for moving staff and equipment around. They've kept it in pretty good shape. Looks like it'd run fine. Well, let's go for a drive. Sure, if I had a license. Nick, you don't have a driver's license? But look, I have this. Why are you showing me your attorney's badge, Nick? Always with the badge. An incinerator. Apparently they just put this one in. It's already covered in soot. They must not clean it much. Looks like 2 people ate here. There's nothing left on the plates. Hey, so they ate T-bone steaks too. Ooh-hoo, he used the blade. The what? The what? The blade? The blade? Hey, there's always room for steak. But something does seem out of place. What? I don't know, it just feels odd. The badge. Yeah. Yeah, the badge, yeah. He likes showing off his badge. Hey, what happened to that fence? There's some flowers here. Wow, so pretty. They're taking good care of these. Don't get too close. Yeah, there's a typo right there. Come on, Capcom. Those typos. That fence looks dangerous. Yeah, speaking of the fence, look at how bent it is. They don't comment on this? These look like materials for making a movie set. They've been sitting here for quite some time. This might as well be a junkyard. On closer inspection, this trailer looks like it's been here for a while. I don't think this is part of some temporary film set. Nick, let's go inside. You think it's okay? Oh well, it's locked. Oh, shucks. Well, I've examined everything, haven't I? A big number 2, yeah. Probably because this is Studio 2, yeah, no surprise there. Though it doesn't look anything like a studio, yeah, indeed. If I went back inside Studio 1, yeah. October 18, Studio 1. I don't really want to be in here. Yeah, it is a murder scene. I want to go someplace else, Nick. Yeah, okay, well, I think the fact that she says that, other than to give some exposition on her feelings, it's to tell you that there's nothing to do there. More than likely. Let's go to the employees area. October 18th, Global Studios, employee area. Look, it's that assistant girl. Hey. Hi, WP's lawyers, right? I heard about the trial. Great job, guys. Oh, don't mention it. Is it true they caught the security lady? Oh. Actually, she just called me. She told me to cover up that drain. You mean that one? I doubt a piece of cardboard and some duct tape is going to keep a kid outside if he wants to come in. Wow, what a mess. I know, I'm not so good with handiwork. Some assistant, right? Yeah, but you do work on the props and the backdrops, right? Right. Just, lots of times they end up looking worse than they did before I fixed them. Oh, well, I'm sure these things happen. Nothing to worry yourself about. You're right, I won't. Personally, I think you should worry at least a little bit more. If you'll excuse me, I have to go to the guard station. I'm supposed to fit in for Miss Oldbag. Right, see you later then. Good luck with your investigation. Looks like one of those electric-powered bicycles. I don't know about these, I mean, what's the point? Yeah, but it makes it a lot easier to go up hills. Yeah, it's the exact same description as what I read yesterday, so... There's a half-finished backdrop for a stage here. Looks like a castle. Probably Neo-old Tokyo castle. So the fanboy they were talking about in the trial today, he came in through that drain? So it seems. I guess they covered it up in a hurry. Hey, Nick, if that drain's covered, the boy won't be able to get in. Yeah, I think that was the idea. I feel kinda sorry for him though, don't you? What, you want to rip the grate off? Really, Nick? We can? Wow, she's serious. Uh-oh. Well, if we rip it open, the kid can come in, and then we can catch the kid to interrogate him. So... Well, I guess some things are just made to be broken. Yeah, you know, Nick, you're pretty swell sometimes. Sometimes? Yeah! There, that should make the kids happy. The things we do. Yeah, I'm just hoping that the kid will break in again. That's the only reason. The drain grate is off, and I know who did it. Now the kids will be able to come in again. Doesn't it make you feel great to do a good deed like that? Must be nice to live so free of guilt. The remains of the other day's lunch are scattered around. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone on one of the plates, minus the steak. That must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment. Wow, Nick, you know a lot about the industry. What else would they keep in a film studio? There's not much else I can do, right? Yeah, it says Will Powers next to the door. It must be neat to be the star and have your own room like this. Yeah, right. A window into the dressing room. The glass is frosted so I can't see inside. Let's see. Cola, candy, chips, gum. It's so normal. I was expecting some cool theme snacks or something. Popcorn at least. Wait, look, samurai soda. Nick, try this. Be my guest. Okay, oh, too bad. It's sold out. Let's go in, I guess. The door to the dressing room, it's not locked. Hey, Nick, let's go in. Maybe there will be something else to steal. Hey, we're not thieves. But we did take that card key. We borrowed that. There's a difference. Yeah, let's go in. If we can. Assuming we can. Yeah, okay. This is where the steel samurai costume was on the day of the murder. That's what Mr. Powers says, at least. I guess they snuck in and took it while he was sleeping. But Nick, what if Mr. Powers hadn't been sleeping? I wonder what the killer was planning on doing then. Huh? She's got a point. Could he have been, but I don't remember, to be honest, but is it possible that they put something in his food to get him to sleep or something? I haven't played this in years, so... There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies. Wait, Nick. What now? These snacks. They've passed the expiration date. Then don't eat them. They're snacks. They're meant to be eaten. There's some regular suits in among the costumes here. Those must be Mr. Powers' personal clothes. There's an array of cosmetics here. According to Maya, that wig was used in some old TV show. Samurai Boogie Woogie. Nick, get with the picture. Look, explain to me how you can identify a show just by seeing a wig. I am kinda like samurai movies. Kinda. Poor Maya, always hungry. That makes me laugh every time. How does she keep that figure if she's always eating burgers and junk food like that? It's locked. I guess he doesn't open his window much. It is kind of dusty outside. Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here, like he said. Or maybe just because I went in and now I go back outside, that will trigger the kids being there to move things along. They always have mirrors like this in dressing rooms. I see my hair is still nice and spiky, just how I like it. Yeah, there's... Oh, yeah, but there's still his bag. Mr. Powers' bag. I wonder what's inside. Hey, supermarket tabloids. Wow, I'm kind of shocked. Maya, leave those alone. Wolfman found on Mars. I'll have to buy that issue. Yeah, no way. No ways. Let's move. Oh, hello. Oh ho, you look a little out of place. It's a cloth, isn't it? I thought my camo vest might do the trick. Kind of an alternative guard fashion thing. The directors and... Oh, that's all? I heard something at the trial today. They said that the director and producer were here the day of the murder. Oh, sorry, I was in the prop storage room, so I didn't see them. I guess they were here, though. The studio head seemed pretty eager to keep us quiet. So they were trying to protect the director? More the producer, really. The producer is our real star here. She saved the studios from the brink of disaster and kept them running. I don't think we'd still be in business if it weren't for that producer. Yeah, Maya, I'll leave your fingerprints everywhere on the crime scene. Yeah. Totally, yeah. You'd think, right? Do kids sneak in here a lot? Well, I don't think there's that many of them, but I do see one in particular a bunch. He's always gawking at the sets. Wait, what? Yeah, right. I don't know what that is. I'm just gonna ignore it. You should see old Windbag's eyes flash when she sees him. She has a bit of trouble catching him, though. So how are the studios doing? There's police wandering around everywhere. It's terrible. They won't even let me clean up. Don't want me disturbing evidence. I haven't even cleaned up our lunch plates from the day of the murder. You mean those plates with the steak bones left over on them in the employee area? Yeah. Can you believe it? Say, you work with the props, right? About that murder weapon. You mean the samurai spear? Yeah, it's a prop, but it's still pretty heavy. I hate having to carry that thing around. So you'd have to be pretty strong to use that as a weapon, it sounds like. Why is Mr. Powers the only person I can think of? Could you take a look at this? That's Mr. Powers. Why is he dragging his leg like that? What is this anyway? Looks like she didn't know about this photo or the injury that morning. Never mind. Not really sure what that is, sorry. I'm not gonna show that I have a card key when I'm not supposed to have it, so... Hey, check this out! Not really sure what that is, sorry. Oh, yeah, okay. I can't get a reaction out of her about this. Can I get the kid to show up? If I go to Studio 2... Ah, there we go. Maybe there's something new here? Studio 2 entrance. This place is deserted. Crash. Eee! Nick! What was that noise? It sounded like it came from inside the trailer. Someone must be inside. Hello? No answer. Pretty suspicious if you ask me, Nick. Let's go in. I'm not sure we should be barging in. Huh? It's locked. What? Don't we have a key? No, but there's probably one in the guard station at the main gate. Then what are we waiting for? Let's borrow it. If they'll let us. Yeah, whoever is inside would have plenty of time to get away if we just go back for the key. Ah, yeah, here. Yeah, there was a board here I didn't see at first. The security guard station, I can see the computer that runs the security cameras. Oh, please don't touch anything in there. The security lady would knock the stuffing out of me if she knew. I already want the key to that trailer. Maybe next time. I can't ask about it. But I want the key, though. Yeah, it's not gonna change anything. What the fuck? What are you dudes laughing my ass off? Ah, yeah, okay, yeah, it's the one that talks in need speak. Wait, you first. Who are you? You look pretty suspicious to me. Whatever, lamers. How can you not know the great Salmonella? I make the lead shows, the Steel Samurai, mine. Read the film credits. Really, you're the Salmonella? I'm so sorry. You looked so sorry. Rip. No, quite alright, really. It's fine. What is it? You know, on closer inspection... yeah, hot. Hey, do you do a lot of cosplay? 'Cause that costume... Roxors? What? Hey, you're drooling. Lol. Before overrun. You've triggered my creative powers. Yes, it's coming to me. Pink Princess. What a creep, yeah. Hey, actually, yeah, even in Japan, she wouldn't be legal. She's only 17, pal. A true man of culture, yeah. Sequel to the Steel Samurai, Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo. Pink Princess? Why is it gotta be Little Old Tokyo? Why can't it have a cool name like Neo Old Tokyo? Maya, we really need to talk about cool. Did you notice anything unusual on the day of the murder? Oh, I know who you dudes are. That security lady told you about us, eh? That's right. It was a pretty regular day. We had a run-through for an action scene in the morning, then a meeting from lunchtime in the Studio 2 trailer. I was so busy I didn't even get a chance to eat lunch. A T-bone steak, was it? Yeah, sucksores. I hate missing out on food. Nick, what does sucksores mean? No idea. Anyway, I was in the meeting from noon until after 4. With the producer and some big wigs from the network. I think the producer is that lady that's always got that, she's always smoking these weird-ass cigarettes with a long, like, thing. I don't know how to call that in English, like, between her mouth and the cigarette. I think that's her, unless that's a different episode. I can't remember now. Mr. Hammer's time of death was estimated at 2:30 p.m. If he's telling the truth, that meeting gives him an alibi. About the producer who was at the meeting with you. Oh, you mean Dee Vasquez? Yeah, that's her, yeah. She's a D genius, mad skills all the way, scary though. She brought these studios back from the brink of destruction. She's the one who made it possible for me to make the Steel Samurai. You had a meeting with her on the day of the murder, right? Yeah, we were together from noon to 4 p.m. the whole time. Who exactly are these big wigs people keep mentioning? Oh, the boss over at the network and some sponsors, also a few production guys. They piled into a limousine and got here right around noon. Major tension. Were all of them with you the entire time? Yeah, unfortunately, they're all gray-haired geezers. Sounds like they'd all be reliable witnesses. This is WP, right? How do you know? Well, look, he's obviously dragging his foot. Oh, right. The director would know about the injury. He was there. I try not to pay much attention to things that don't interest me, lol. Why are you staring at me like that? Oh, what a creep. Poor Maya. Don't touch her. Yeah, okay, well, I've exhausted all my options with that guy. He's not hiding anything, yeah. How is she here? She's not in detention anymore? You again? How rude, acting like you've seen a ghost. You certainly got back to your post quickly. Oh, the police took me away, they did. They pulled out the spare Steel Samurai costumes. They told me to put it on. Can you imagine? How could I, a sweet little old lady, wear a giant suit like that? Mr. Powers is pretty tall. As soon as they saw there was no way I could wear it, they let me go. I guess that would rule out her being the murderer. Anyway, know this, whippersnapper. This old lady never forgets a slight or insult. And you won't get any information out of me. My lips are sealed. You sure are talking a lot for someone with sealed lips. starting now. 1, 2, 3. This lady is too much. Still can't get the keys now. The security guard station. I can see the computer that runs the security cameras. Hey, not touching. Guess I'd better investigate there later. About that kid you said you saw. If I see him again, I'm taking him down. Nick, look at her eyes. She's serious. About the director, the one who was here on the day of the murder. If I see him again, I'm taking him down. I think she's losing it. I have a feeling she's not going to respond well to anything I show her now. Let's move then. No, nothing new here. Outside Studio 2. Yeah, it's still locked, so... well. Maybe I should go to the detention center. See my client, maybe ask him a few questions. That may move things forward. Oh, Mr. Wright, thank you for earlier. Not at all, we got lucky to tell the truth. You can say that again. Let's not. So, WP, do you have any leads that might get us going in the right direction? Sorry, but no. Be sure to tell us anything that comes to mind, no matter how small. We can't rely on getting lucky again tomorrow. Yes. Do fanboys sneak into the studios often? No, not that I know of. That security lady is pretty strict with them. But in today's testimony, didn't she say they were often hanging around? The kids really, really love the Steel Samurai. They sneak past when she's not looking, I guess. Was the director present at the morning run-through? Yes, he was. He was directing how the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate should move. Why did you tell us that before? Well, just the studio asked us to keep quiet. It's your life on the line, buddy. That has nothing to do with this. I hate to repeat myself, but Nick here is a newbie lawyer, fresh off the bar. When he loses, he's going to lose big. I see. Whose side is she on? You aren't hiding anything else from us, are you? No, I sure hope not. Yeah, he's not really helping. Regarding the murder weapon, yes, is it heavy, that spear? It's pretty hefty, yeah. I don't think the average person would be able to swing it around effectively. And that's the spear that broke or something during the morning run-through? Oh yes, I goofed on the round kick, you see. I broke the spear. The security lady fixed it for me right away, though. With duct tape, we heard. Yeah, but that's what's bugging me. Could you really stab someone through the chest with a spear that's only been fixed with duct tape? You'd think it would come loose when you try to hit someone with it. But they wouldn't have declared it the murder weapon unless there was some blood on it or something, I guess, so... Regarding this photograph, yes? Oh, pardon me. This really, truly, absolutely isn't you, right? Right. I was sleeping in my dressing room the whole time, honest. But who else could have worn it? Your costume was in your dressing room? Yes, I guess they snuck in and took it while I was asleep. But who? Yeah, indeed. Going back to my offices isn't going to help me anyway, so... Talking to her isn't going to progress things in any way. Ah! There he is! Hey! Hey, wait! I'll bet he came in right through that drain. Hey, Kiddo, what's your name, sport? I'm not a kid, so don't talk to me like that. Huh? But you are a kid. What a rude little brat. There's no way to talk to an adult. That's no way to talk to an adult, sorry. I don't see no adults here. Hippie fashion chick. Hippie fashion? Nick, I think I'm being mocked. You got to hand it to Maya. She's pretty sharp and pretty mad. I'm Cody Hackins. Call me Kiddo again and I'll cut you down where you stand, evildoer. Now we're moving along. The Steel Samurai. So you're a fan of the Steel Samurai. How dare you utter that name, evildoer? What do you mean? We're on the Steel Samurai's side. Ha, you can't fool me. Okay, then what's the last line said by the innkeeper in episode 8? Ha, easy. Like some fries with that? Not bad, Kiddo. Watch it. What are they doing? Say, you heard anything about the incident the other day? You were here, weren't you? Did you see anything? He always, the Steel Samurai always wins, always. Yeah, I saw him. I saw everything. What? But no way am I telling you losers. What? Wait, let me go. Oh, he witnessed the murder. After him. He's gone. Something fell off the table when he bumped into it on his way out. A bottle? Why was this sitting there, I wonder? Found empty bottle found on a table in the employee area. The label reads, sleeping pills! That's why Will Powers was asleep. Anyway, what was that kid saying? He saw everything. Let's catch him! Huh? Where's that old windbag? Odd of her to leave her post. Well, she probably saw the kid and went after him. Hey! Nick, that was her. Stop, whippersnapper! Yeah, sounds like she's chasing after that boy. Natch. Uh-oh, she tripped. Maya sure looks happy. No. I have to take advantage of this. I need the keys. Hey, Nick. Now's our chance. Let's check out the guard station. Good idea. Oh, this is it, Nick. The trailer key. The key to that trailer in Studio 2. We'll be borrowing this, right, Nick? Trailer key slipped into pocket. The key tag reads Studio 2 trailer. Okay. Let's move. Outside Studio 2. Yeah, borrow. Yeah. I wonder if the key we borrowed from the guard station will work. It opened. Great. Let's go, Nick. She seems eager all of a sudden. Well, you first, Nick. Ah, not that eager. October 18, Studio 2 trailer. Ah, that's the producer. Yeah. If I remember correctly, because I saw the live action movie of Phoenix Wright. Yeah, she was in the movie, I think. That woman. Someone's in here. Names. Or names? We're WP's lawyers, and I see. And who might you? Dee Vasquez, the producer. Dee Vasquez. She's quite beautiful. I don't like women who smoke. Sorry. I don't like smoke. Well, let's examine the place first. Dynamite Samurai, an old movie poster. Dynamite Samurai starring Jack Hammer. I guess Mr. Hammer used to be quite the star. Samurai Summer starring Jack Hammer. This poster is quite old. Wow, it's been years since I saw that show. It was one of those typical summer romance stories, but it was great. A typical summer romance with a samurai on a horse? Another old movie poster, The Singing Samurai, starring Jack Hammer. Oh, what the hell do samurais sing about? Chopping off heads? Oh my god. That movie was the best. It's about the samurai who sings his way to fame and fortune. Mr. Hammer was a very accomplished singer, you know? Singing samurai stars. What's next? Ninja ballet? It looks like they were designing a set to use for the Steel Samurai show. They've got some figures for how much the set costs. I can't believe they spend that much money on those sets. This is where they had that meeting. There are documents and paper cups scattered around. Oops. Nothing in here that could be a clue. Just some paper cups and crumpled documents. There is a window. The glass is frosted. I can't see outside. This far into October, the dimming daylight makes it feel like winter is coming. Yep. Well, I guess this is everything. Okay, let's talk to her. The day of the crime. I was wondering if you could tell me about the day of the murder. Miss Vasquez? Script. Excuse me? Script. I'm looking for a script. Script? The Steel Samurai, episode 13. I need it. Could we ask you a bit about the day of the murder? I need to read it. We're getting nowhere fast. We'd really like to ask you about the Steel Samurai. Miss Vasquez, it's on TV every week. That's all I have to say about that. Nick, she's telling us to go watch TV, the nerve of her. Hey, don't get mad at me. About the director, Salmonella, was it? What exactly is his role here? Perhaps I didn't make myself clear. I'm looking for a script. I can't be bothered with anything else. She's not gonna be very cooperative. Nick, are all people in the entertainment business this weird? It's starting to look like it. Nick, let's get out of here. Isn't there someplace else we have to check? Yeah. Wait. Yes, if you see Manila, give him this. Why do we have to do your errands? I don't think I like her. Don't cry. She'll take it as a sign of weakness. Alright, we'll give it to him if we see him. Well, if he's still in the same place, I know where to find him. Move. Outside Studio 2. Outside Studio 1. Move. Studio main gate. Move. Employee area. The dressing room. Here, I got this from the producer. Huh? Bring me the script for episode 13. Episode 13, where did I put that one? I must have left it somewhere. Uh-oh, my ass is pound if I don't find it. Nick, it might be quicker to just look in all the places where he's likely to have been. I agree. Well, he was having lunch in the trailer. There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Hey, Nick! What now? The snacks. There was twice this much here before. I hate them. They were past their expiration date anyway. She's biting her lip and staring at me with tears welling in her eyes. Maya and snacks. Or food in general. Move. Studio main gate. Well, it could have been in Studio 1, I guess. Move to Studio 1, maybe? We're back at the scene of the crime. Let's find what we need and get out of here quick, Nick. Wow, look at that camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Hey, smile, Nick. You're a star. Stop that. Yeah, prop. Yeah, this must be used in the Steel Samurai show. Of course, that's the mountain, Neo Fujiyama. Doesn't the Steel Samurai take place in whole Tokyo? Can you even see Mount Fuji from there? Not old Tokyo, Nick. Neo old Tokyo. Yeah, ladder, blah 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 blah. That's the step ladder. What's the difference? You need to stop judging things based on the narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick. Yeah, the girl is out there. Isn't that the script on the chair? That's for reflecting light. Ah, no, okay. Okay, fair enough. What? Where is your enthusiasm for all things entertainment? Well, lighting is fine, but I'd want to be the director, or maybe the Steel Samurai. I think she's being serious. Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. The director? Maya, take a look around that chair for me, would you? Remember that script the director was talking about? Didn't he see we'd left it somewhere? Aha! Found it, Nick. The script. Good work. Script placed in pocket. Well, let's go back to Studio 2. Yeah, outside Studio 2, and then the trailer. Present her with the script. Here, we found it. Your script. Ah, script handed to D. Vasquez. You're not going to talk to us? Quiet, I'm reading. Just you hold on, what's the big deal? Who do you think you are anyway, and do you even know who we are? Powers' lawyers? Right? Am I a suspect? No, it's just, well, no, but... You wanted to know about the day of the murder. Yes, anything you could tell us would be a big help. You know there was a meeting here at noon. Yes, with the director and the people from the network. Correct. Now listen closely. None of the people in this trailer that afternoon went to Studio 1. It was impossible for us to leave. Impossible? Why? The path was blocked. Yeah, the fallen tree, I guess. On the day of the murder, the path that leads here was blocked. You saw Mr. Monkey on the way here, correct? Mr. Monkey? The monkey with the broken head. Oh, right, that. What an original name. Its head fell over in the wind on the day of the murder. They didn't start moving the head out of the way until after 3. It was after 4 by the time the path wasn't blocked. Capiche? Everyone in this trailer was stuck here until the path was cleared. Stuck in this trailer, stuck until after 4. Hammer died at 2:30. Thus, none of us could have gone to Studio 1. What? It's true. The train came just after 3 to move the head. We called some people in to clear the way. I'm sure they'd corroborate my story. But wait, what if the head fell over after 2:30? Then you could have gone to Studio 1. 2:30, the time of death. Very well, come. That's Mr. Monkey. When it wasn't broken, it announced the time, in hooks. 1 hook per hour. Hook, 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 hook. Always with the hooking. It is a monkey, after all. Check its head. The clock inside stopped when it broke. Nick, it stopped at 2:15. 2:15. That's right. This path was blocked from 2:15 till after 4. Therefore, we're innocent. Mr. Hammer died in Studio 1 at 2:30. See? Goodbye. Well, I know that's game logic, but you could have gone through the woods to get there. You don't have to follow the path. But that's game logic. Well, what do you want to do against it? You just have to go along with it. There isn't anyone besides WP who could have killed Hammer. It's over. We're finished. It sure doesn't look good. Guess we should head back to the office and plan our strategy. Really? Is that all I can do? But that's nature, and they don't like to go through nature. Now what? We're fresh out of clues. Everyone's alibi is watertight. We don't even have any promising leads. Things are looking pretty grim. It's a little early for giving up, don't you think? Huh? You've got 1 lead. Mia, it's you! And your cleavage! What took you so long? Sorry, Phoenix. Maya has trouble calling me unless she's really in trouble. Right. Oh wait, I guess that means we're really in trouble. I'd say so. What, did you mean we have one lead? The boy, of course. Yeah, I saw him. I saw everything. What? But no way am I telling you losers. I don't know, it didn't sound like he was going to help us at all. I'm sure you can find some way of bringing him over to your side. Either way, we should go back to the studios. That boy is our last hope, Phoenix. Thanks, now I'm more worried than I was before. Well, for example, I could get the Steel Samurai, WP, to sign an autograph for him. No, Mia is Maya's dead sister. She died in the previous chapter in the game, and I had to prove Maya innocent of the murder of her sister. But she's a medium, you could say, and she's channeling the ghost of her dead sister through her body. And when the ghost of her sister is inside her body, her boobs show up. That's the gist of it. Yeah, if you haven't seen the first 2 chapters of the game, yeah, that would seem a bit weird, but it makes sense within the context of the story. Yeah, there you go. That's why she's wearing these clothes. That's because she's a medium from a village of mediums. What? It's supposed to take place in Japan, so yeah, the Fae family are strong mediums. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there you go. Can I talk to her? Yeah. So what's the best thing to do from here? We need to get to the studio and talk to that boy. So do you have any ideas about who might have done this? We don't have enough information to make a case yet. Where have I heard that phrase before? So that's where Maya got it from. It would be fun when we meet more of them. Yeah, that's in the second game from what I remember. Well, my brother has all the other games, and, well, not all of them, but most of the other games, and, well, I've seen him play them a little bit, so I know that there's, like, Pearl Fae in the second game, or their aunt as well. Yeah, you see more of the family in the second game, as I remember. Move, to, pension center, I guess. I guess Mr. Powers isn't questioning. Oh well, let's try again another day, Phoenix. Oh, she looks out of breath. What's wrong? Whippersnapper. You know him too? She's been chasing that boy this whole time. When I catch him, sounds like she hasn't had any luck catching him. I got a hostage now. Whippersnapper. A hostage? What happened to the boy? If I see him again, I'll lay him flat. My, what a violent old lady. Actually, I met with the director just now. My heart. I don't feel so good. Is she okay? But before I go, I'd like to visit the place where poor Hammer died. Right, she was saying she wanted to visit the studio where he died. What's this about a hostage? When that boy was running away, he dropped this and ran. He'll come back for this one. It's kind of hard to understand her with all that huffing and puffing. Phoenix, that hostage might be what we need. Cody might talk to us if we gave him that. Good idea. Miss Old Bag, might I... No! I'm catching that breath. It's the last thing I do. Phoenix, do you have anything you might trade with her? A trade? I wonder. Is there anything in there that we still need? That we don't need anymore that she might be interested in? The keys, maybe? Yeah, I have to use present to present her with a piece of a... maybe the card? Maybe. But it belonged to Powers, so... I don't know if she would want it. I'm borrowing just so you know. Oh, okay. Just be sure to give it back. She's not as demanding when she's exhausted. Okay. I thought I might, like, say, well... You let that out, and, you know, if you don't want us to rat you out about how incompetent you are, you might want to give us what you got from the boy or something, but... She's too busy catching her breath to tell me anything. Okay, yeah, maybe the card. Hey, that's a card. Studio 1? Right, a card key to Studio 1. Well, you were right, I guess. Yeah, because that way she can visit the place where Hammer died. Yeah, good thinking. Yeah, that's true, yeah. I'd like to visit. He died. I was his fan. You don't have your own card, Miss Oldbag? Studio 1 isn't my turf. You'll let me borrow it then. If I give her the card key, then I won't be able to get into Studio 1. Well, I don't need to go there anymore. I don't think so. Why don't you let her borrow it, Phoenix? I guess it can't hurt. Here you go, Miss Oldbag. Card key lent to Miss Oldbag. Listen to me, Sonny. I don't like having debts to no whippersnappers. You take this, and we're even. Deal? What's this? A Steel Samurai trading card? That sneaky kid dropped it. I figure it's pretty important to him, though. Thank you. I may have a use for this. This must be the hostage she was talking about. Steel Samurai card added to the court record. A trading card. Apparently these are really popular with kids these days. Right. I'm off. There she goes, hobbling off toward the studio. Where would the kid be? Here? There he is. Hey! Hey, you! Wait a sec. Phoenix, was that the boy? Yeah, his name's Cuddy Hackins. I think he ran into the dressing room. Well, it's a dead end. We've got him cornered. He's sure to be in here somewhere. Found you! Damn it, he's getting away! Come back! There, he's back. How did she... Hey there, would you mind helping us out? Please? I'm Cody. Hello, Cody. I'm Mia Fey. Nice to meet you. Yo! He's into her. He's into grown-up ladies. And I'm Phoenix Wright. Who asked? Phoenix, you can take it from here. I'm not so sure I qualified. Well, let's try to talk to him first, but I'm pretty sure he wants his cards back before he's gonna talk. The Steel Samurai is so cool, I think he's the bomb. Ha! What would a lamer like you know about the Steel Samurai? Hey, watch that attitude. Phoenix, you really shouldn't yell like that. He's only a kid. Yeah, don't yell like that. I'm only a kid. So, do you know anything about what happened here? Could you tell me, please? I don't know nothing. Looks like a little persuasion's necessary. Maybe a bribe? Yeah, a bribe, alright. Cody, this look familiar? Hey, you are. You are? Huh? You are, you know, ultra rare. That card's really hard to get. Man, for a grown-up, you sure are dumb. I'll give you this if you help me. But that's my card. By offering me something I already own, you're in effect eschewing the very basis of our consumer society, namely the principle of fair trade. Man, for a grown-up, you sure are dumb. What do they teach these kids in school these days? Quantum physics? Whatever, I don't need that card. Huh? I got a double. Just keep it. It's yours. What? After I went through all that trouble? If you want to trade, find me a really rare card. Really rare? You mean there's something rarer than ultra rare? Ultra rare premium cards are way rarer than plain ultra rare cards. Come on! Man, for a grown up, you sure are dumb. Premium rare. Why do I feel like we're talking about steaks? But if I got my client to sign it for him, isn't that a possibility? Isn't it possible? Ah, no, he's not there. Or is it somewhere in the studio, maybe? It's more than that? I can't give him the murder weapon, and I think I don't actually have the murder weapon with me. It's more like a reference to it in my inventory, or a picture of it. More like... Any ideas? Wait. Can't I get one from the otaku kind director? No, the director. The photo of the samurai? But it's an evidence in the case, so I can try. Hey, it's the Steel Samurai, huh? Why is he dragging his foot like that? Where'd you get this anyway? Well, I guess he's not that interested. Or maybe if I talk to him, no, he's not gonna tell me about exactly what he wants. I've already played this, but it's been so long I can't remember exactly what it is that you have to give him. You sure you don't want them? Cody, this look familiar? Yeah, but he's gonna say the exact same thing. Yeah, he has a double. Yeah, right, okay. Maybe I can ask for one from someone else in the studio. Oh, hi. Hello, what brings you here? Oh, well, I had to arrange some stuff. Yes? The, girl with you, doesn't she seem a little different? Like, is she even the same person as before? Nope, she's the same as always. Same as always. Okay, whatever you say. Can't you trade cards with her, maybe? She looks like the kind who would be collecting cards, too. Do you know anything about this? Hey, that's a Steel Samurai trading card. I collect those, actually. I'm one card away from a complete set. A complete set? Yeah, a set of one of each card. Wait. That's it. That's the card I need. You don't know how long I've been looking for it. Ah, there we go. I thought it was something like that. I don't care what kind of girl you might think I am. I need that card. Please, I beg you, please trade with me. Trade with you? Yes, trade cards. Look, I'll even trade you an ultra rare premium card. Trade me a, huh? Yes, it's a good deal for your ultra rare. Please. Phoenix, can't you see she's desperate? What's everybody getting so excited about? Okay. Really? Thanks. Then this is for you. URP card added to the court record. An ultra rare premium Steel Samurai collectible card. Very valuable. Yahoo! And there she goes. God, she is needy. Yeah. Doesn't doing good things like that make you feel great? Yeah, it does. Alright, well, let's go back then. Outside Studio 1. Move. Studio main gate. Move. Employee area. Move to dressing room. Present him with the URP then. See this card? Yes, so... Wait! That's it! That's the last ultra rare premium card I need! Come on, give it to me, please! You gotta give it to me! Wow, I've never seen him so eager. Right, okay, how about a trade? You're on! I'll give you a samurai spear and throw in an evil magistrate to boot. No, not that kind of trade. I don't want cards, I want information. Huh? You sure? Fine by me. URP card given to Cody. Okay, Phoenix, let's hear what he has to say. If he knows something that could help us, we can have him take the stand tomorrow. So, you like the Steel Samurai? He's so cool! I guess. You're judging him by his looks. You have to look at his actions, at his life. I'm being lectured on life by a grade schooler. You like him too, don't ya? Oh, me? Yeah, I love the Steel Samurai. So tell me what your favorite thing about the Steel Samurai is. His fighting skills. Got to think of something. I like it when he vanquishes his foes. Yeah, Wazam, the Steel Samurai always wins. Always. Check this out. It's my fan album. What the? It's all pictures of the Steel Samurai. Samurai scrapbook. I go to every live performance. The stupid publicity stunts where they beat each other up in public. Yeah, the kind of thing that's normal in Japan, but I don't think in the United States it's that common. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow. Wazam! I got them all. I never missed one. A perfect collection. Check it out, my new digital camera. Wow, that's very impressive. A digital camera. That's so 2003 when the original came out. You bet, lady, I just got it for my birthday. My album has a name. Wanna hear it? The Steel Samurai, Path to Glory. The Steel Samurai always wins. Always. Hey, if you want this, you can have it, lady. Really? Are you sure? Yeah, I took these with a digital camera. I got all the data at home, so I can always make another one. Well, then I'm happy to accept. Thank you. Path to Glory received. Contains photo of every victory seen in every battle the Steel Samurai has won. Oh, isn't it that he is left-handed in the picture and right-handed in everything else or something like that? Maybe? What's with people always giving stuff to Mia? What a life. You were here on the day of the incident, right? Yeah. Did you see anything unusual? Cody? Cody, he needs to know because he's fighting for justice. Isn't that the Steel Samurai's motto? For great justice? You have to help us fight for great justice too. I saw everything. Well, we might get some useful information out of him yet. Tell us what you saw, kid. Cody, I need to ask you something very important. What did you see on the day of the incident? I got here that day around 2. I had to come in through the woods out back so that old lady wouldn't see me. Well, the kid is certainly more intelligent than the producer and director and all these big wigs from the production. I had to come in through the woods, yeah, blah blah blah. I got kinda lost though, so I was in there for maybe a half hour or so. Then I finally got to the studio after that. What is it, Cody? The Steel Samurai killed the bad guy. He used the samurai spear just like always. One shot, one kill. It happened so fast, I got scared. I went home after that. I see, it must have been hard for you. Man, you say those nice things, but it's so obvious you aren't speaking from the heart. Right. Mia? Yes, I think we can say for sure this means the Steel Samurai did it. True enough. And the director has an alibi, so it wasn't him. Indeed. So the only person left who it could have been is Will Powers. I have to admit it's kind of a shock, but if you put this boy on the witness stand, your client would be guilty for sure. Let's not call him then. I think that would be wise. Best to leave this one alone. Yeah, He likes the nature. Yeah, the kid. What was I going to say? Not so fast, pal. Yeah, he's going to be called to the stand. I heard everything. This boy here is a key witness, and he's under police protection starting now. Come on, son. You've got a rendezvous with me down at the precinct. No, I ain't going. Ah! How about, permission from the parents or something? That didn't go so well. We're back to 0 leads, and now we have a serious handicap in court. What are we going to do, Mia? Well, I really need to be going. Don't worry, Phoenix. I'm sure you'll be fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come to the trial tomorrow, please. I need you there. Phoenix, can I ask you something? Do you really believe that Mr. Powers is innocent? Well, yeah, I do believe it. Of course he is. He has to be. That's all I wanted to hear. Excellent. I'll see you in court then. Great. Thanks, Mia. See you soon. To be continued. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, let me get something to drink, because reading out loud like that's making my mouth dry. Mr. Wright. Yes? Why do you look so unhappy? Oh, nothing. Really, it's nothing. Right, Mia? Uh-oh, she looks even unhappier. Phoenix, your client is now practically a dead man walking. Perhaps that's why I feel particularly close to him. This is no time for dead people jokes, please. You know we're going into this trial utterly defenseless. Yet if Mr. Powers is truly innocent, we should be able to find something overlooked in the evidence to prove it. Something overlooked? We have to find something, Phoenix, today. It's that or lose the trial. This isn't going to be easy. October 19th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. An unexpected fact has come to the attention of the court. Yesterday we learned that there were other people present at the studios. Today I would like to show evidence proving they had nothing to do with the murder. Very well, you may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. I wonder if it will be that producer. The prosecution calls Mr. Salmonella to the stand. Or that director. Will the witness state his name and profession? How rude can you get? You don't know me? I'm the director. I make the Steel Samurai, noob. Salmonella, I'm a director of television. Were you at Global Studios on the day of the murder? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. Please testify to the court about the events of that day. Phoenix, let's start by picking this testimony apart. If Powers is innocent, you know what that means. Someone in the trailer on that day did it. Right. He doesn't waste any time putting on the pressure. I was at the studios from around 9 that morning. During the morning, I was doing an action scene run-through. It took a lot more time than I thought it would. I hear that everyone else had ate lunch in the employee area, but I had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. We were in the meeting until around 4. During the meeting, well, I'm pretty sure no one left their chairs. That's about it. The time of Mr. Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., and according to your testimony, you were in a meeting at that time. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. The day of the murder. I was at the studios from around 9 that morning. During the morning, I was doing an action scene run-through. In the employee area? That's right. It was a fight scene between the Steel Samurai and the evil magistrate. Was anyone else at the run-through? Oh yeah, that security lady was sitting there watching the whole thing, lol. She was cheering on Hammer, if you can believe it. She certainly has the lungs for it. Anyone else? Nope, just us four. It took a lot more time than I thought it would. Why did it go on so long? I'm pretty sure you've already heard about this. But WP twisted his ankle during the run-through, see? Oh right, thus the limp. Which of course led to me missing my lunch. Roughs, rolling on the floor, starving. Roughs. I hear that everyone else ate lunch in the employee area. What exactly did they have for lunch? T-bone steak. The assistant cooked some up. Come to think of it, there was a plate with some bones on it in the employee area. Everyone else, meaning that the witness, did not eat with them. But I had a meeting in the Studio 2 trailer, so I ended up skipping lunch. So in the end, you didn't get to eat. Yeah, no steak at least. Can you believe it? That must have been tough. Phoenix, yeah? Doesn't something about that seem odd to you? Well, there were empty plates outside the trailer in the outside Studio 2 area. But do I have anything to prove it, though? Does seem odd now that you mention it, Mr. Manila. What do you want? When I went to Studio 2, I saw something on the table there. Yeah, there we go. There were 2 plates, the same kind of plates as the ones in the employee area. Who ate lunch there? No, good call. I was embarrassed, so I didn't mention it, but I did eat after all. A T-bone steak, you mean? Yeah, well, I mean, the assistant went through all that trouble. I brought it to the trailer thinking I could eat it later. Clearly a man who likes to eat. I'd suspected as much. So when exactly did you eat it? We took one break during that meeting. I wolfed it down then. A mental image I will carry with me to my grave. Wait a second, if they took a break in that meeting, that contradicts this testimony. I'll press on that one a bit more. What were you discussing? The Steel Samurai story in our budget. Get this, the sponsors turn to me and say, Mr. Manila, those scripts of yours are not appropriate for children. Can you believe it? Actually, I kind of can. So nobody left the table during the whole meeting? Well, you just said that you were eating. Well, wait a second, maybe I do have an idea. Yeah, press harder. Wait a second, Mr. Manila, you've just contradicted yourself. Didn't you just tell the court that you ate that T-bone steak during a break? Oops. Well, Mr. Manila, what's this all about? Well, yeah, I guess we did take a little break. Phoenix, great job. If they took a break, one of them could have gone to the studio during that time. What was the time of the break? Was it before the monkey head fell? Or, yeah, but if the monkey head... It fell before the murder, the time of the murder, so... Your Honor, I call on the witness to testify to the court about this break. Very well, Mr. Manila, your testimony, please. Uh-oh, Edgeworth is laughing. Yeah. From what I... What's that? FWIW. From what I remember, I guess, but that's a W, so I don't know what it means. But it was only 15 minutes. 15. That's only 13 in base 2. In base 12, sorry. Not enough time for someone to say commit murder in Studio 1, lol. That's only just enough time to eat a T-bone steak, if you ask me. I don't think it would even be enough time for that, but that's just me. Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. What time exactly did you take this break? I'd say it was from around 2:30 or so until 2:45. Aha. 2:30, that's the time of death. So he could have gone to Studio 1, killed Hammer, and come back. I guess it's possible time-wise. But it was only 15 minutes. 15, that's only 13 in base 12. What were you doing for those 15 minutes? Well, eating, yeah. There were 2 plates on that table. Oh, right. The other one was Diva's. Sorry, D. Vasquez. D. Vasquez's plate. D. Vasquez, the producer. To eat a T-bone steak in 15 minutes, that's quite a feat. Not enough time for someone to say commit murder in Studio 1. Why is that? Haven't we had enough of this pointless line of questioning? Your Honor, the testimony to this point has made one certain fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer had nothing to do with this murder. It was impossible for any of them to go to Studio 1. What? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio 1. Well, Mr. Wright, Phoenix, this is critical. Think about it before you give your answer. Do you claim someone from the trailer went to Studio 1? They took the break at 2:30 and the monkey head was already in the way at 12:15, so... I can't prove it. I can't prove it. I don't want to write off so many possible suspects, but I can't keep claiming the impossible either. I agree that it was impossible for anyone in the trailer to go to the studio in that time. Aha, I thought you might be thoughtlessly treading on thin ice again, but I see you had at least an inkling of the truth. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? It's quite simple. True, the break in the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, the path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked, yeah. The fallen Mrs. Monkeyhead barred the way, yes. Even though, like I said, they could have gone to the woods, the kid did. But, yeah. There we go, when the people in the trailer took a break at 2:30, the way to the studio was blocked. Blocked by Mrs. Monkey's severed head. It's actually Mr. Monkey, but Edgeworth has a point. And somehow I feel no desire to correct him. I believe we have seen enough evidence. I would like to relieve Mr. Manella from the stand. What? It's over? Very well. The court's opinion on this case is as follows. We have found that there were several other people in Studio 2 on the day of the murder. However, it is also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio 1. They, therefore, have no relation to this case. Furthermore, with regards to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, no one other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking is decisive evidence that he is the one who did it. If we had that, I'm afraid I would have to find Mr. Powers guilty. Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we indeed have decisive evidence, a witness. The kid. Who is this witness, Mr. Edgeworth? My witness saw the very moment when the Steel Samurai skewered the victim. Order! I will have order! I see. The court will take a 10 minutes recess, after which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for recess. October 19th, 11:04 AM. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. What do we do now, Mia? If everyone in that trailer has an alibi... I'm sorry, Phoenix. I guess I was wrong. Mia, don't tell me you're giving up. If you give up, what hope do I have? Don't get me wrong, I've never given up on a trial before, not while there was a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination: the people in the trailer could not have gone to Studio 1. I thought there was more to it than that, but I was wrong. That's all there is. What's going to happen to me? It kinda seems like everyone in that courtroom thinks I did it. They think I'm a murderer. Don't worry, Mr. Powers. If you are innocent, we will prove it. I guarantee it. Leave it to us and be yourself. Be strong. You are the Steel Samurai. You're a hero to children everywhere, after all. Thanks. Okay, Phoenix, this one's for the kids. Let's do it. Court is back in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution has a concern. As our witness is a grade schooler of 10 years, and this is a murder case, we worry that the defense might cause unnecessary trauma with his cruel questioning. Nice to see Edgeworth taking the moral high ground. However, we have no choice. The prosecution calls Cody Hackins to the stand. Your Honor, perhaps you could arrange the box for him to stand on? Oh, right. Guard, please bring him a box. One of those donut crates should do. Will the witness state his name and grade in school? Witness! What? Just cause you're all grown up don't mean you can push me around. Cody, answer his question, okay? Hey, it's you, the nice lady. I'm Cody Hackins. I'm in 2nd grade. I get the feeling this is going to be a long, long day. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that you're speaking to a child. Try to be gentle. Just after he said that. Witness, Cody. He's having trouble with this gentle thing. You were present, you were at Global Studios on the day of the, incident. You got a problem with that? Please tell us what you saw that day. What, Pops? You want me to tell you and Gramps with the beard over there? Just Mr. Edgeworth will do. I prefer bearded gentlemen. A very long day. Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this courtroom. My apologies, Your Honor. He said he wouldn't testify if he couldn't bring it. I'd like special permission if that's possible. But so you're saying you had to bargain terms with a kid and you lost? Hey, I just got this new camera. Don't really know how to use it all that good yet, but I bring it with me wherever I go. Phoenix, I wonder if he had that camera on the day of the murder. You'd better make a note of it in the court record. Cody's camera added to the court record. A new digital camera. Cody always carries it, though he's still learning how to use it. Very well, Cody. Please testify to the court about what you saw the day of the incident. I wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. I found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day. I went through the woods of the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. I got kinda lost on the way though, for about 30 minutes. When I came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for a shot, I tell you. Anyway, I couldn't get into the studio, so I went home. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination, but be gentle. Remember, you're talking to a child. This kid is tougher than most adults we see in here, honestly. I wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. You really like the Steel Samurai, huh? Of course I do. I've taped every show and I go to all the live performances. That's impressive. Have you been to the amusement park? Of course, duh. My dad always takes me. Poor dad. I found the map on the internet and went to the studios that day. Was that day the first time you'd been to the studio? Actually, I've been a couple times. I never managed to get there on a rehearsal day. And that security lady is always yelling. Right. Please continue. Chill, Pops, I'm getting to it. How am I supposed to talk with you cutting me off all the time? Jeez. I went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. Off the path? Yeah, you know, how the studios are in the valley there. Hey, SL, hi there. How are you today? If you go off the path a little, there's woods. That's where I was. I see. Anyhow, I was going for the studio. I got kinda lost on the way though, for about 30 minutes. Hold on. Did nothing unusual happen on your way to the studio? Unusual? Did you see this monkey by any chance? Oh, you mean Mr. Monkey? Yeah, I saw him, but his head wasn't busted. So you went straight to the studio. I got kinda lost on the way though, for about 30 minutes. I'm doing great, thanks. Excited for E3, I am. You got lost in the woods? Yeah, I couldn't figure out which way I was walking. Man, was I relieved when I saw the blue studio doors. But guess what happened next? When I came out by the studio, there was a steel samurai. Steel samurai? Yeah, he was standing by the studio gate. It looked like he was thinking about something before going in. Then he opened up the gate and went inside. I see. What then? It's EA tonight? I'm not expecting anything for Nintendo from EA, but it might be worth checking out still. Just out of curiosity. Totally rocked right before my eyes. Out came the bad guy. What sort of bad guy was it? A guy, a person, kinda tall, skinny. Are you sure it was a guy? I don't know, he was kinda far away. He's being awfully vague. Of course, the steel samurai took him down. Pow! What happened to the bad guy? Huh? Well, what he kinda didn't move, not a bit, like he was dead. I guess he's a real pro, what a great actor. Yes, I suppose he was. If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for a shot, I tell you. But didn't you just say that you never parted with it? Cody, what you just said seems, well, a little strange. Didn't you say before that you always bring your digital camera wherever you go? You were quite clear about that. Huh? Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? Mr. Wright, a word with you. Uh-oh. Was I putting the pressure on too much? What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about? It's, a digital camera, Your Honor. It's kind of a new sort of camera. Yeah, it was, I guess, in 2003 or 2002. I can't remember what year the original came out in Japan. How do I explain that? I see. Anyway, Cody, I can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, didn't you? Mr. Wright, how cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so. I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney. No one should lie in court. What do you mean, or a prosecuting attorney? Well, Cody, what? Yeah, so I had my camera, so what? You got a problem with that? You did take a picture, didn't you? So you did have a camera, and did you use this camera? Why would I use it? I was too busy watching. Very well, please testify to the court about what you were so busy watching. Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. The steel samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! Then the bad guy stopped moving. He's so strong, the steel samurai rules. Okay, well, that's a short testimony. Is that all? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that was brief. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. It's set. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of the time of my dinner, so I might not be able to watch it live. But if I can watch the recording of the live of the live show, well, I might. Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. So why didn't you use it? He's getting to that. Relax and listen. I didn't use it because I was too busy watching the real thing. So you were watching the Steel Samurai. Did you watch the whole fight? Yeah, of course. You didn't turn away, not even once. No? Okay then, tell us exactly what happened. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! So the bad guy attacked him first? Yeah. What sort of person was this bad guy? I told you, a person. He was a person. How was he dressed? I kinda don't remember. I was too busy watching the Steel Samurai. I see. And what happened next? Then the bad guy stopped moving. He's so strong, the Steel Samurai rules. There's not much I can object to. What do you mean, why? Why wasn't the bad guy moving? Well, because the Steel Samurai brought him to justice. And how exactly did he do that? How did he do it? With a samurai kick and a samurai punch, samurai chop, samurai slam, something like that. He's still being vague about this. What? Don't give me that look, Pops. How should I play this? Cody, what? Something's bothering me. Before you said that you couldn't take your eyes off the action. Yeah, so what? Yet you missed the most important part. What is the meaning of this? The witness has stated what he saw quite clearly. You know as well as I do that he's being vague. Tell me what kind of murderer uses a samurai slap. My point is this, Cody, you may have seen some of the Steel Samurai's fights, but you missed the most important part, the killing blow. Order! Order! Mr. Wright, how could this be? Can you explain how he might have missed something so vital? Yeah, he would know about the Steel Samurai spear being used. That's the thing. Phoenix, I believe you're on the right track with this. Think, why didn't Cody see the climax of the fight? I know you. You can figure this out. Mr. Wright, your answer. We have ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? Because he was trying to take a picture with his camera, but he's still learning how to use it. So he was trying to figure out how to take a picture of it, I guess. Your Honor, I have evidence. Evidence? Yes, Your Honor. Why did Cody look away from the fight? Here's my proof. What's that? The camera? The witness stated that he recently received this camera. Yes, I'm aware of that. He wasn't entirely familiar with its operation. I'm aware of that too. Ah, correct. Why would Cody be looking somewhere else at the critical moment? Because he was looking at his camera. He was trying to take a picture. Hey! Bullseye. What's your problem, Pops? You got a thing for picking on little kids? Pressing, not picking. Good job, Phoenix. Cody was lying, clearly. Smart of you to realize there was no way he could just stand there watching his hero and not take a picture. Right, Cody? There was only one reason why you would have looked away from the fight. And that was because you wanted to take a picture, but having just received your camera, you weren't used to using it yet. So you missed the climax of the fight, correct? Yeah. Well, Phoenix, I'll bet you anything he's hiding more than that. Have him testify again. Right, Mia means business. Your Honor, the defense would like to request that Cody Haggins testify once more. Very well. Cody? Could you please tell us about your camera and about why you didn't take a picture of the fight? Welcome to the real world, kid. Is it because he was out of memory or out of batteries? Yeah, you're right, Pops. The Steel Samurai had just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So I held up my camera to take a picture, but the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. That's all that happened, yep. I'd like to have still the picture, even if it was too late. Anything strange in that testimony, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but I'd like to proceed with the cross-examination anyway. Yes, there is a photo, but it was just too late. Pops? Yeah, I called you Pops, you spiky-haired geezer. Geezer? I'm Mr. Edgeworth, and I guess I'm the bearded gentleman. That's what I hate about grown-ups, you're all so self-conscious. Okay, off with the kid gloves. Testify, witness, testify. Yipes. The Steel Samurai had just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So you did see the beginning of the fight. Yeah. Did you notice anything unusual? Well, I guess the Steel Samurai was moving a little strange. Moving strangely? So I held up my camera to take a picture. Why couldn't you take a picture? My new camera has too many buttons, I couldn't figure it out. I tried to take a picture, I really tried. But the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. So we did take a picture. When the lens opened, what did you see? Well, a person on the ground and a Steel Samurai. That's all that happened, yup. That's all? Yeah, I told you I didn't take a picture. I would have once I got that lens open. Did you really not take a picture, not even one? Nah, I definitely would have taken a picture. There's got to be something here I can use. Cody, listen up, Cody Hackins. I know exactly what happened that day. You took a picture. Hey, Bullseye. How did you know? I see through all your lies, Cody Hackins. It's one of my powers. Wow, this feels great. Yeah, I took a picture. Perhaps you can change your testimony to reflect this, Cody? I took a few shots, but it was too late, so I erased them. Did you really erase them? Why would you erase a picture of your beloved Steel Samurai victorious? Well, you know, why would I want to keep a picture like that? He's becoming less and less cooperative. I better find a clear contradiction soon or some solid evidence. How can I pick holes in such a short testimony? There has to be something. Dig up the dirt, Phoenix. Yeah, I have an idea. He wouldn't have. Because... contains photos of every victory scene in every battle the Steel Samurai has won. He would never have deleted it. Cody? What? Man, every time you say Cody, you follow it with something bad. I just wanted to thank you for giving me this the other day. Huh? Oh, right. What was it you told me then? I go to every live performance. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow. Wazam! I got them all. I never missed one. A perfect collection. Cody, did you really get a picture of the Steel Samurai standing victorious over his foe? If you did, I find it hard to believe that you would just erase it. Wouldn't you keep it for your album? Ah, Mr. Wright, what exactly is this album? It's called Path to Glory. It's a collection of pictures of the Steel Samurai, all taken by Cody Hackins. He claims it's a perfect collection of every battle the Steel Samurai has won. I see. Don't you find this very odd, Your Honor? Among all his pictures of the Steel Samurai, none were taken that day. Order, Mr. Wright, have you an explanation? If the Steel Samurai had just defeated his adversary, I certainly would expect to see a picture of it in this album. Exactly my point, Your Honor. No way, no way. Phoenix, I think we finally discovered the truth, and what a truth it is. Mia, are we sure about this? Did he actually... Yes, I'm pretty sure what you're thinking is right. Tell them, Phoenix, tell them what the truth is. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what is going on here. Why was there no picture in the album from the day of the murder? Why would the boy have erased the photo he took? The Steel Samurai didn't win. I can think of only one reason, Your Honor. The Steel Samurai didn't win. That's why Cody deleted those photos. You mean the Steel Samurai lost? Well, Cody, I'm right, aren't I? Tell the truth, the bad guy defeated the Steel Samurai. No way, no, it's impossible. The Steel Samurai never loses. He never loses to anyone, ever. Your Honor, the witness has revealed everything with his words. There was a reason why he lied and told us he didn't take a picture. The same reason he erased his precious photos. For Cody, it was inconceivable that the Steel Samurai could be defeated. However, Cody witnessed the impossible. He saw the Steel Samurai lose. Yet, to admit what he saw would destroy everything he believed in. That's why he lied and said the Steel Samurai won. He couldn't handle the truth. Order! I will have order! Witness, I mean Cody, is this true? What did you see? Tell the court what you saw. Cody, that day you saw the Steel Samurai lose a fight, right? Okay, you're right. Steel Samurai fell down. Then he didn't move. How is that possible? Order! 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 What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? The Steel Samurai was the murderer, not the victim. Yet according to your witness's testimony, the Steel Samurai was the one who fell. Mr. Wright, what's going on? Apparently we have all made a serious error. An error? What's this all about? Steel Samurai was the victim. If you understand what really happened, it's actually quite simple. At the end of the fight, the Steel Samurai fell to the ground and lay still. In other words, the Steel Samurai was not the killer and was the victim. Don't you see? Jack Hammer was the Steel Samurai that we saw in the picture. Order! 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 So the Steel Samurai in this photograph, you're saying the man in this costume was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer? That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. Jack Hammer was present at the action scene run-through that morning. Thus, he obviously knew about Will Powers' foot injury. But wait, hadn't Mr. Hammer gone to Studio 1 already? That's what everyone thought. But remember what Miss Oldback said in her testimony. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 PM. Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He had already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Mr. Jack Hammer left the employee area after lunch. However, no one saw him going to Studio 1, nor was there a picture of him. He waited for Mr. Powers to take a nap in his dressing room. Then he snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. But why would the victim do such a thing? I don't know. I get it. I thought that the Steel Samurai was moving strange, so it was a different person inside the suit. Pops! Me? What? Actually, there was one piece of data I saved. Data? Yeah, a photo on my digital camera. What? Show us, quick. No way, man. Not if you're gonna look at me like that. Now. Here, this is it. That's the entrance to Studio 2. Well, looking at this, it's still a little hard to say. I'm afraid that it could be anyone in that costume. Your opinion, Mr. Wright? I agree, Your Honor. I'm sorry, this doesn't look like it's the proof we need. I'll give it back. Wait, Phoenix. Mia? What? Look at that photo once more. That's it, Phoenix. That photo is all the evidence you need to win this trial. What? Your Honor, may I see that photo once more, please? Certainly, I don't see why not. Phoenix, show him. There's a glaring, decisive inconsistency with the facts as we know them in that photo. This is studio number 2. This is not where the murder took place. I guess? Take that! Your Honor, look at this. I see a gate. Might I draw your attention to the number on that gate? The number? Ah, yes. Well, it's hard to see, but it looks like a 2. Clearly not a 1, Your Honor, correct? Ah! I believe Mr. Edgeworth sees what I'm getting at. But that's impossible! What's this all about? Please explain so that I might be shocked along with the rest of the court. I'll use the studio guide map. The body was found here in Studio 1. However, what do we see in this photo taken at the time of the murder? It does not say 1 on that gate in the photo. Your Honor, here is the true scene of the crime. Show the Dutch where the murder took place. Well, at Studio 2. Here, at Studio 2. I see, that would explain the 2 on the gate in the photo. Your Honor, I find it very significant that the murder took place in Studio 2. The path was blocked. The trailer is there. No filming is done there. The path to the trailer was blocked. So we have heard. The path was blocked at 2:15. In other words, the victim went to Studio 2 before that time. Yes, I suppose that would be the case. Remember Mr. Salmonella's testimony? Allow me to remind the court. He said no one in the trailer was guilty because they could not have gone to Studio 1. Yet in actuality, the reverse was true. Only someone in the trailer could have committed this murder. They were the only ones with access to the scene of the crime, Studio 2. As you may recall, there is a trailer in Studio 2. Now, on that day, a meeting was held in that very trailer. There was a break-in the meeting corresponding to the time of death. During that break, Mr. Salmonella and Miss D. Vasquez were outside eating steak. They were at the scene of the crime. Order! Order! The defense makes the following claims. The scene of the crime was Studio 2. The person that the security guard Miss Oldback saw was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. Mr. Hammer, for some reason, stole a steel samurai costume, then he went to Studio 2. This is madness. Jack Hammer is the victim. The victim! Why would he steal a steel samurai costume? Are you suggesting he did so to cover up the details of his own murder? Well, no, of course not. Or do you have proof? Give me proof that the victim, Jack Hammer, stole the costume. I don't really have proof now. I don't think so. I still can't prove it. Isn't it something like one is left-handed and the other one is right-handed or something? I think I don't have proof. Oh, I'm pretty sure I don't have anything like that. Phoenix, even if you're not 100% sure about this, you have to try, and I think you've got proof that's good enough to win them over. Just go for it, all or nothing. Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Wright. Actually, I do have proof. Here's my proof that Jack Hammer stole the costume. Well, on the picture, the costume seems too big, right? I was wondering about that at first too, but the leggings all seemed to be way too big for the guy. I guess this is it. Wait, no, that can't be right. I've got to have some proof that will knock their socks off. Mr. Wright, we don't have all the time in the world here. Yes, Your Honor. Here's my proof that Jack Hammer stole the costume. Ah, okay. This? This is it, an empty medicine bottle. I found this on the table in the employee area, the same table where Mr. Hammer and Mr. Powers ate. The label reads, sleeping pills. Sleeping pills? The defendant, Mr. Powers, spent that entire afternoon sleeping. He was drugged by Mr. Hammer. Wait a moment. That bottle does raise some suspicions, yes. But there is no proof that Mr. Hammer used it. Your Honor, I have an idea. Fingerprint the bottle, yeah. test Powers' blood so long after when it happened, I think there would be no traces of the sleeping substance left in his body. Fingerprint the bottle, yeah. An idea, very well, let's hear it. I want to check this bottle for fingerprints. If my claim is true, Mr. Hammer's fingerprints should show up on this bottle. You don't like it, Edgeworth, do you? I suppose you're right. Very well. The court will take possession of the bottle. Empty bottle given to the judge. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Cody Hankins' testimony has revealed new possibilities in this case. In fact, things may have happened very differently than we previously thought. The Steel Samurai seen by Miss Oldbag may have been the victim, Jack Hammer. The scene of the crime was not Studio 1, but Studio 2, and those in the trailer didn't have time to commit murder. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Your homework is to find the answer to the following question. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? Also, who killed him and why? Find the answers for me by tomorrow. That's a lot of homework. Mr. Edgeworth? You will need to reconsider your stance in this case. Above all, you will need to reconsider your suspicion of Mr. Will Powers. As you say, Your Honor, this trial will be extended until tomorrow. This is the last extension. Well, very well. Court is adjourned. I'd like to finish this case today if I can, even if my voice is already a bit tired from all this reading out loud. That was a close one. We were saved by a hair, but that's all that counts. I thought seriously about going home about 3 times during the trial. Me too. Really? You both seemed so confident. Maybe I should take up a career in acting. I was ready to pronounce you dead about 3 times back there. Me too. Dead? Oh, of course we're kidding. Are you sure? I wasn't kidding. Now, Mr. Powers, we have to go make our final investigation, but I promise you we'll find the true killer by tomorrow's trial. Right, thanks. To be continued again. Yeah, that case is even longer than the second one. Okay, so this is the afternoon. That was a close one. Mia? Really, too bad. I'm sorry, I missed it. Maya? So what happened? Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea who did it. Now, all I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick. Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial, what's that? That's the new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system, they decided to speed the whole process up. So under that system, trials have to end in 3 days. Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've no time to waste. I don't get it, Maya. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? What? You mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume? Yeah. But Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through the trouble of stealing it? Because he was jealous of the popularity of the character? Because he used to be the more popular character? That seems pretty clear to me. What happened with the director's testimony? Well, it's pretty clear that the producer and the director were both in the trailer. Huh? Which means that the killer has to be one of them. Really? Why? Because the real scene of the crime was Studio 2, where that trailer is. What? Was Maya always this excitable? Well, have you noticed anything that might help us? I can't see what's going on when Mia is here. So no, I haven't noticed anything. Right. Maybe we should go talk to WP. WP. Powers. Right. Alright then. October 19th. Detention Center. Visitor's Room. Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick, you must have really wowed them in there. And could you wipe that grin off your face? Hey, WP, only 1 day left. Let's make it count. Yes, though there's not really anything I can do to help. I'm not really sure what I can do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. Producer Vasquez. Could you tell me more about Miss Vasquez? Oh, the producer? She's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh, and what? Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors, anyhow. That might be valuable information. Can you tell me anything about Mr. Manila? Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director, but something in his work caught Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Not now everyone knows the name Sal Manila. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, he asks how high and all that. I can imagine him being in her beck and call, though I can't imagine him jumping. I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yes, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in this business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to a sequel to Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global. 5 years ago. Have you seen this, Mr. Powers? What's that? I've never seen these Steel Samurais in my life. These are the Steel Samurais that appear at the live shows. A fanboy collected all these pictures himself. Seeing things like this really makes me think. I mean so much to these kids, you know? Yeah, it's true, it's possible. Well, it's often the case in those things that it's not the actual actor that plays the role in the series that does the live performances on stage. Here's that picture again. Is that really Jack Hammer inside that suit? He's the only one who it could have been. But why would he? Yeah, why? You're the medium. Why don't you summon up Mr. Hammer's spirit and ask him yourself? Give me about 3 more years. Look at us, the 2 novices. I don't have the bottle of sleeping pills anymore, so I can't show it to him to ask him for a reaction. Okay. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick, I think our guard's down. Yeah, I bet we could even eat those donuts in the guard station if we wanted. You eat, you die. Whew, she's alive. Producer Vasquez. I was wondering about Dee Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her. So she always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Can I ask you about Sal Manila, the director? Sal? He's soft, a pushover, does whatever Vasquez tells him to. She treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No. No, it doesn't, Maya. About Mr. Hammer. Arrgh! I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer. You'll drag a star down from the sky and stomp on it, calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this. Uh-oh, she's really pissed this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Powers' costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible. Uh-oh. Miss Oldback? What? Get that filth out of my sight. And you're claiming that's poor old Hammer in there? And I thought you were such an innocent youth. Bah! I don't think you ever thought that about me. Hmm. I want to talk to D. Vasquez again. Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume, then he left from here to go to Studio 2? Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him, like the director or the producer? Is there anything to examine in here? The security camera takes photos of everyone who comes through the gates. It doesn't seem to be switched on today. Mascot of Global Studios, apparently its name is Mr. Monkey. There's a tree in the way. How did you figure that out again? Well, actually it's a long story, I'll tell you another time. Oh. Ah, here she is. Studio 2 entrance. Hey Nick, it's Miss Vasquez. Hello? 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 Maya, I should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Excuse me, Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder and... Shh. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I'm not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. Oh dear. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it. Nick, she did it. She's the killer. My Fey blood speaks to me. I know it. I know it. Oh dear. I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manila. If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer. By yourselves? Oh. Oh dear. She isn't going to cooperate. She's not even looking. Okay, hey, you look. Why are you showing that to me, Nick? This is where Salmonella and D. Vasquez ate. There's nothing left on the plates. Hey, so they ate T-bone steaks too. Something wrong? Well, where's the bone? I don't know. I'm getting this funny feeling. Something about this just feels odd, you know? Can't say that I do. An incinerator, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's still the same information as before. Yeah, that's the same thing as before. Yeah, nothing new. But that thing worries me. There's some flowers here. Wow, so pretty. They're taking good care of these. Don't get too close. That fence looks dangerous. Why is it bent? Didn't the guy die by falling forward on it or something? Because the pointy thing on that thing looks like the pointy end of a spear, you know? Wasn't the assistant cleaning up yesterday? Funny, it still seems pretty messy in here. I guess she was still on the high from getting that rare card she needed. Nothing in here could be a clue, just some paper cups and crumpled documents. What about on the table? This is where they had that meeting. There are documents and paper cups scattered around. It looks like they were designing a set to use for the Steel Samurai show. They've got some figures for how much the set costs. I can't believe they spend that much money on those sets. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything in here. She's still here, but she's not going to cooperate anyway. I guess they're not filming today either. I didn't want to see them filming just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see them film later. I guess. This is where you found that bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there are any other clues lying around. Yeah! No, 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 no touching. Eek! Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten you. Didn't mean. I almost had a heart attack. Heh, I guess I can be a little dramatic at times. I suppose it's the actor in me. Dramatique indeed. Anyway, I'm here to examine the plate on that table. Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal, traces thereof. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Doing your job right for once. So you're looking for traces of the sleeping pills? How? For a thorough examination, I gotta take the plate back to the precinct. It gotta be analyzed, yeah, the lab. But I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to these sleeping pills, see? If there are traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat! Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Well, the testing solution on the plate changed color, alright. So the food on this plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. Steak plate added to the court record. Found in the employee area. On it are traces of sleeping pills and a large bone. How goes your investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against the Powers, and some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. How is Edgeworth doing anyway? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. He was in the waiting room and he crushed this paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa. Talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups. Bottles. Say, whatever happened with that empty bottle? Oh, the bottle of sleeping pills? Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim Jack Hammer's prints on the bottle. So that means, yep, it sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right. Sleeping pill bottle added to the court record. Ah yeah, there is indeed a little bit of green on the plate now. The remains of the employees' lunch are scattered around. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up. Ah, but it might be food, like broccoli, maybe? I thought it was the solution that reacted to the presence of the sleeping pills, okay. Oh, hello. What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so... What? Why? But WP is innocent! Yes, and I'm really grateful for all you've done, but this week is the last episode of The Steel Samurai. What? No! I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer. Yes? On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh? I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume too! What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh, I guess the rumor must be true then. The rumor? Yeah, Miss Vasquez, that producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt, you know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. The film set? Was that trailer part of the film set then? What do you mean, The Last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No. No. Also, I hear that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids' shows anymore. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Why aren't they going to make kids' shows anymore? studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all this ever happened. They want it quiet, you understand? How can they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay, I'm sure the kids will be fine. They'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true. If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure. Nick, say something. Yeah? I think evidence, rather than words, is called for here. Here, take a look at this. What? Evidence of what? I don't follow. Ah, this. And this is a fan collected of all these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be cancelled just so some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay. But what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. Could you tell us what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently 5 years ago someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Mr. Hammer. And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know, Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid about what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, you know? Thanks, we'll try asking her. If she'll talk. Yeah. If she'll talk. Hey, Gumshoe. What, you're still slinking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? The old windbag doesn't look so good. Everybody is doing their darndest to forget Hammer. What do they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer! It's all due to Hammer. She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance. Don't wanna catch the rabies. That was easy to change your mind. Ah, yeah, about her earlier, yeah. Ah, sorry, I missed that message, RB. Yeah, sorry. What happened 5 years ago? I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Nichols, Nick. Penny Nichols, that assistant we talked to. Oh, all right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? We're whippersnappers, dredging up dirt on someone's past like that, and the recently departed, no less. I suppose you think this is fun? No, I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume. You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? I'm sorry, Miss Oldbag, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. His fingerprints were found on that sleeping pill bottle. Here's my proof. What? What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove? It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. What does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer had some sleepless nights. Where's your proof that he used those pills on Powers? Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes, so. This is the plate that he used to heat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on the plate. Huh? Her expression is changing. I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Oldbag. Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Oldbag. You're right. 5 years ago there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the mafia. She silenced that paparazzi. Oh, I don't like this. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Old Bag. Hold on a minute. Poor Miss Old Bag. Here, take this. A photograph? Ah, that's why the thing was bent. Wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight with a bad guy on the top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor, and the man fell onto the flower box fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. 5-year-old photo added to the court record. The blood thickens. I want to go back to Studio 2. Check out the fence there. There are some flowers here. Wow, so pretty. They're taking good care of these. Don't get too close. The fence looks dangerous. Yeah. Okay, well, fair enough. Maybe I can present her this? She's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well... Old Bag. Old? She means the security lady. Miss Old Bag, Nick. Right. Anyway, Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more, inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. Let's move to the trailer then. You came. Well then, what was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kids shows for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now. Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me. What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure? Uh-oh, our expression is changing. What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No, no way. You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Uh-oh. I don't like her look now. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh, well, she was a big fan of Hammer's, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hands, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy, but he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me, now. What? This is valuable evidence. Boys, uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're in trouble now. Hello, gentlemen. Care for a game of cards, maybe? Who are they? Professionals? I don't like the word. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? Trial ends tomorrow? How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why should D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. No! No! Hold it right there! I heard everything, pal! D. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me now! Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll be looking forward to it. For once, the gumshoe did something good. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was really scared. Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just, I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, it looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. Well, this is the end. Because there's nothing after the last day of the trial, so... I'm getting there, October 20th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. Any word on her being arrested for threatening our lives? Will the witness state her name and her occupation? D. Vasquez, I'm a producer for Global Studios. Should you be smoking in the courtroom? On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1, that's all. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey's head toppling over. Van added to the court record. Wait, what? With that monkey head toppling over? But it hadn't toppled over when he took you there. You knew it was going to topple over? It doesn't make much sense. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, no, she means after the rehearsal, he had her She had him take her to the Studio 1 using the van. Okay. Was the road already cleared at 4? Yeah, I guess it was. She's pretty used to being on the bus, but I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere. Okay, well, let's press her on every little detail then. And you didn't stop in at the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. The meeting began at 12 sharp and it ended at 4. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth, and please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No, the meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think. Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Yeah, but if it was between 4 and 5, then yeah, the road was already cleared at that time. Hold on, you had Sal take you. What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. Oh, right. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Yeah, but there's no bones on the plates. Where did the bones go? Not that it matters much, but it kind of bugs me. It's been bugging me since earlier. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak... Well, Nick, find anything? So, this is where I have to present a piece of evidence. She's hard to object to. As I thought. You claim you hate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's with this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Well, yeah, that's what I was hoping you would comment on, but I wasn't sure he was going to. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point, remember if you will. Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manila ate at the table outside the trailer. There was no bone on those plates. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Picking on Sam Manila. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to hit her stake, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. She didn't seem to like that. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating, and here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. Very well, let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I say it wasn't necessarily the spear that was the murder weapon. That pointy fence could have just as well left the same mark on the body as the spear. I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ha, you see? Yes, however that has no bearing on this case. Meaning the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Take that! Wrong, Mr. Wright, but I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence. That's not it. I can sense it too with my fey blood. Okay, so I picked the wrong evidence. Enough with all the sensing. Right, okay, here's the real evidence, Your Honor. What, the spear itself? Maybe? It has been mended with duct tape. I've been saying that all along. You couldn't pierce through someone's chest with something that's been mended with duct tape. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Didn't anyone check it for... yeah, but they could have planted into the body where the hole was already made by something else to have blood on the murder weapon. Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? That's what I've been saying all along, but that seemed so obvious to me that I expected that to come up earlier in the case. Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence. I am the one testifying here and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Hammer? I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo. See how the fence post pierced him through the chest. What? Are you saying... Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Ho ho, very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say for the sake of argument that Hammer died at the trailer as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer only in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? I have an idea. A pretty good idea. The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes, from 2:30 to 2:45. But the monkey head was in the way, so she couldn't have used the van for that. Unless the body was not moved at that time. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? I'm still going to suggest the van if I can. What if she had another way to carry the body other than with her own hands? For instance, actually for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. But it didn't necessarily happen during that break. She could have moved it later. You carried the body to Studio 1 and you used the studio van to do it. But she couldn't have done it at 2:30 though, because the monkey head was in the way, so the van couldn't have gone through the road and she couldn't have ridden the van through the woods. So yeah, she needed the path to be clear to do that. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Yeah, at 4 p.m. Don't forget it was Sal Manella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? I'm not sure about that part, actually. But whether he was or he was not, that doesn't change the fact that she did it. We only have her word that Sal Manella took her. She could have driven the van by herself. But, that would have been... the body of that man in that costume, that would have been pretty heavy to put in the van by herself. So he would have needed... She would have needed help, so he might have helped. And as we already know from what we've learned before, he does her everything she says, he's always doing it, so he may have been. Of course, Sal Manella has to have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van and put into the costume. Yeah, there is no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone, yeah. It follows. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the steel samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. Yeah, it's true, we still haven't found... Yeah, there we go, yeah. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Because the costume was still missing indeed. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue? No need, you're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose, you win. It was fun. I win. That was a bit too easy. That was too easy. How can I win? So, what happens next? What? Don't you have anything to say? What would you like me to say? I lost? Something like that? I just said that. Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez, so it was you. You killed Jack Hammer. Who can say? Huh? Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits, and the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer. Right. But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. Feel like this isn't proof, Mr. Wright. What? She could pin it on the other poor director. She could. Yeah, she could get away with it. Order, Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts. Of course it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof. Edgeworth isn't sure. Yeah, he isn't. Well, I came here as a witness today, so if you've no more questions, I'll be leaving. What do I do now? Huh. I don't really have anything else. Miss Vasquez, you did it! That wasn't a question. Did you do it? No. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I'm not sure that question helped this court get any closer to a verdict. What do I do now? I don't like this. Maybe save here. I'd like you to testify again. Testify again? Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before, the truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. To come so far only to fail. It seems as there are no further questions. I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. What? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't. I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again. You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness. I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes. Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about? Well, yes, indeed, verily I say, ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter. Nick, why did Edgeworth... Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that. Edgeworth. I was with Sal and Oldback, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady Oldback was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick. Right. We have to. After finding the body, I went with Sal and Oldback, the security lady, when we found the body. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh, what did I just say? Did I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy? The witness would continue her testimony. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember? Remember? What? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Wait a second, wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person? I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez? Logically speaking, perhaps, but no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when shooting at the location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers. Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez, you may continue. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent, so we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, silence, dead silence. Silence. Hey, Nick, why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. Security lady Oldback was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. Oldback, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going towards the studio. Right, the steel samurai. Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word? Perhaps not. He seems to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact. That photograph meaning the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. I don't think there's anything in there I can use. You asked to be left out? Yes, it seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing. But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved, thus they covered for us. Covered for you, or covered it up for you. There must have been a lot riding on it, with all those big wigs at the meeting. I'm sure how professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Went back to the trailer? The script and your direction notes? They're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. The script? But it was at Studio 1. No, I guess not. But I don't have it in my pieces of evidence. Wait a second, I thought you came to Studio 1 for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes? Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything. Why? There was a murder after all. Who could think of rehearsing after that? You knew already there was a murder before you got there? Oh yeah, I guess. Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue. No, there's something very wrong with what she said there. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement. Huh? Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio 1. Thank you, Edgeworth. I was going to raise that objection, but if I could, if the game let me, but you got there before I could. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth. What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me. So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? Says the person who has Yakuza working for her. No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal. Very well, the witness will change your testimony to reflect this reason. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. But that's not true! We found the script at Studio One when you asked for it to be retrieved earlier. But I don't have any piece of evidence to object with for that one. How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal, he told me. Sal, the director, You have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. But that's not possible! Yeah, but I can't... I have nothing to press her against her about this. That's not true! They're quite valuable. When did you have them stolen? No, I guess not. Yeah, but she's gonna say the same thing as before. Yeah, but it's gonna play out the same scene. It's gonna play out the same thing. Yeah, right. Let's skip over this. I knew that Hammer was injured, she said, not Powers. Not Powers? What? What? She said Hammer. Yeah, it's not Hammer that was injured, it was Powers. Don't you think that's a little funny? Yeah? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Yeah. Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo, but that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending? One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. You must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manila was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez, you saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manila. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. Only he was pretending to be Mr. Powers, yeah. Ah, and when was he doing this? Well, it would have been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Order! Order! I will have order! Witness. Can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well, I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from its death. Nothing. Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it isn't clear to this court. Yeah, but there was no motive for the other guy either, who you were trying to get declared guilty. So we need a motive here, but we didn't need one for my client? Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had motive? It's got something to do with what happened 5 years ago. It has to be. There's nothing else. Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. I present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez's motive in this murder. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpets. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star. One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have? Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me, and I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine. Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. He wanted to reveal that she had been blackmailing him, or I should perhaps save before I do anything here. Okay, allow me to present to the court evidence proving Miss Vasquez's motive. I'll present this again. And this tells us why Miss Vasquez wanted to kill Mr. Hammer. I'd say all it proves is that the defense attorney has completely lost his marbles. Mr. Wright, the court requests that you find your marbles immediately, and I'm afraid I have to penalize you for this waste of the court's time. Ouch. My health meter! Nick, we're so close. Think this one through, please. Mr. Wright, I'll ask you again. Please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. That would get my client declared not guilty, but she could get away with it if it was in self-defense. Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years. Ah, well, okay, so that's what it was. So, you did do it, didn't you? Yes, I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere, we're too late. Ah, Miss Vasquez. What happened here? Manuel fell from the trail of stairs. Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No! No, how could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez. No! Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose again. Oh. I kinda wish it wasn't in self-defense, so she could go to prison. Well, I don't know if she will. That would be another case altogether, I guess. Where's Steve Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor, as calm and collected as ever. I see, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 20th, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad you're okay. Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez. But the thing that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Uh-huh. Tell me, why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... It's because you were the Steel Samurai. Because I was the Steel Samurai? Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kids show and has the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you. I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time. I think you're missing the point. Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over. So am I. Congratulations, WP. Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume, man. I have bad news. The show is getting cancelled. Is something wrong? No, of course not. Nick! Edgeworth! Say something, Wright. I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really wanted to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in. Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers. Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar. Right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I am saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. That's gonna happen, unfortunately. Mr. Wright, was that guy your friend? What, friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals, right, Nick? For now we are, I guess. Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth? It was when they were kids. So the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again. The idea for the Pink Princess thing. Nick, this is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right? I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it. You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant. Fine, fine, I'll do it. Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if they'll show his real face this time. If it's about a princess, how is he playing the lead role? I don't know, I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers. And that's the end of this case, and well, with the end of this case, I will end the stream here for today. I will be back tomorrow with episode 4. Tomorrow in the afternoon, like today, like same time as today. It's my favorite case in that, actually, because it has some really funny moments in it. What's the name of that guy again? Yanni Yogi or something? The guy that falls asleep at the witness stand in the courtroom is so funny. Anyway, that's all for me for today, guys. Yeah, not bad, right? Anyway, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow then, if you want to come and watch with me tomorrow in the afternoon. And well, I'll wish you to have a good one until then. Bye bye, guys. See you tomorrow.